Dr. DeWitt Scott here with you again for another book review for Black History Month. The book that I'm reviewing today is a book entitled The New Jim Crow, Mass Incarceration in the Age of Colorblindness, and is written by Michelle Alexander. The New Jim Crow is a very popular, very polarizing book that is in New York, or has been a New York Times bestseller, originally published in 2010. And the premise of the book is that the war on drugs, which sort of peaked in the 1980s and early 1990s, has created sort of a mass incarceration system that has produced a racial caste system in America. By racial caste system, what Michelle Alexander is explaining is that there is sort of a racial hierarchy between blacks and whites, again, provoked by the war on drugs, which disproportionately locked up a lot of black men, young black men, who then are now in the criminal justice system and are not able to access many of the things that other people in society can access. The book has been a very, very well talked about, well discussed book in a lot of different circles. Michelle Alexander has a lot of data and very solid arguments to sort of back up her understanding. She, as a lawyer who has seen the sort of the outgrowth of the mass incarceration of the 80s and 90s firsthand, draws the connections between policies and legislation that we are now seeing the effects of it in sort of this disproportionate way in which black and brown people, black and brown men have sort of found themselves disenfranchised in a lot of ways and sort of disproportionately in situations of poverty. So the New Jim Crow has been just one of the seminal texts for people who want to dismantle mass incarceration, activists who want to fight against unjust laws in the criminal justice system, and has been labeled one of the most important books of the early 21st century. So I recommend it to anyone who wants to get an understanding of the African-American male experience as it relates to the war on drugs and mass incarceration. Again, it's called The New Jim Crow, written by Michelle Alexander. Please check it out.